The whole Liam Kumar Day effect, not really happened.
Nigel couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I rang up Mendon all, he said he could make it.
Don't dig this hole. Phil, credit to the guy, he always manages to do well what he has, but he is a shocking personality. You guys got a trophy? No.
It was pre-bit.
No, my life from Rashad Mendon.
Right, you guys, I'm a tag jack! I'm a fucking tag!
We're back. We had a brief hiatus for a myriad of reasons, holidays, chest infections. Well, that was just me. But we're back. The OC report has returned, and I have the co-host back with me. How's it going, co-host Chris Leach?
Oh, it's going well. It's going well. So
You got a nice tan going on. How was your holiday?
Yeah, vive la France. It's great. Yeah, so I must admit, if you ever... I'm not working for the tourism board of France, but if you ever want to go to Bordeaux, it's a bloody lovely city. So
I'll tell you what on that.
That's it. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Good. I was in York. Definitely nowhere near as glamorous as Bordeaux, I imagine.
I don't know.
York's a nice place.
If York had some sun, it would be lovely. So
that was actually quite a lot of fun.
There was. There
and Pokemon, more than the points.
Really? Oh, I say no more then. That's it.
Yeah. But hey, we're here for fantasy today, and we've got a good show for you today because it's our much favoured best and worst draft picks of 2015. Ooh. We've done this off-season. I know we've only had 2 episodes so far, but we've done it in a bit of a weird order where we did the 2015 review. Then we did the AGM recap. Now we're jumping back again. But who cares? It's a good one to lead you into your preparation and give you a word of warning of what not to do and a word of help of perhaps what to do.
Well, so if you want a refresher of how you got on last year, also, that is also what we're here for.
Yeah. And if there was a bad season last year, which may or may not be, maybe this is an episode you want to blast through.
Quite possibly. But at least you know what not to do.
Exactly.
That was it.
Exactly. But we digress. Let's get to the league news.
Yeah.
So the league news, there is quite a lot of league news there, and we actually have some breaking LOC news. The LOC competition committee agreed yesterday to remove return yardage points from the system. This was recently added, if you remember, in the AGM. You voted for it by proxy, I believe.
I'm still finding out what I voted for. I'm still trying to find out about my coup that I tried to do by proxy.
Well, you succeeded. I mean, you're going to be announcing the picks this year, mate.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so return yardage. We thought it was a good idea. Collective egg on my face by myself and the E.Locker Tom Barnes here. We did not research this very well. I looked into it last night, and safe to say it would have skewed the league a little bit. So yeah, the competition committee decided to remove it. So back to the standard format that we had last year. So definitely going to have another good season.
That's good, yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want. I say you don't want anything to be... You want it to be by skill, not by returning yards. I mean, let's be clear. Anyway, that would turn very average players into world beaters. And to be fair, that ain't what we're here for.
No,
that ain't what we're here for.
No, definitely not. It would take any element of skill that we think we have completely out of the game.
That's it.
Yeah.
You wait, Phil Merritt to get 3 of them in there.
He would. Another one circled the date. Remember this weekend, this Sunday, division aligning event. We got the go-karting in Gosport.
Oh, yeah.
Get there at 8:50. Whoever you're carpooling with or going your own, get there at 8:50 in Gosport, the Gosport track, ready to do some racing.
Yep.
And to sort out these divisions, more importantly. And then in the afternoon, we're going to have the flag football game as well, with the new rules that the actual flag football leagues play with.
Okay.
So that'll be good fun.
Great.
So that'll be a good day. Also a reminder, draft 3rd of September. It's creeping. 2 weeks this Saturday.
Wow. Is it really? There you go. Be there or be square, folks.
Yeah, exactly. So doubly make sure if anyone asks you to do anything in the first weekend of September, you say hell to the no.
No, absolutely.
Subs, I did not announce the subs prices, but they will be the same as last year. You know, we may be facing inflation and raising train ticket prices in the real world, but in the LOC, I'm doing a good job of keeping the costs
Well, that is good to hear.
So subs will be £2 again this year.
£2, well, I said... Folks, you never know, I've probably got £2 in my pocket here, so I'll put my hand in my pocket, put your hand in yours.
Exactly right. No, he does not at this occasion, but he will bring it at some point.
I will.
So another update, I asked the other day for people to send me their logos.
Yep.
I got 2.
That's
So
such a good
I mean,
hit rate there.
that means I've got a quarter of the league, including my own. So
Okay.
if the other 9 of you could send in your logos, that'd be much obliged.
And they are weird and wonderful this year. I mean, there are a lot of of competition for the best logo out there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. I'll just put £1 on the table.
I've got half of subs from Chris this time. I've got half a payment. He might have to take out a loan for the next load or dip into
possibly.
the mortgage. Oh, we got £1.50.
Whoa.
The suspense in the listeners' ears right now.
We're 3/4 of the way there, folks. we will have
Just like through this very bumping news. Oh, well, hey, we've got to 2.
subs paid.
Subs paid.
I can do it. So can you.
Exactly. And we did this last year. Last bit of news here. As you'll know, I set this year's draft date before we actually even had last year's draft.
Yeah.
It seems to have paid dividends so far. Everyone should be attending. I'm going to do the same thing again this year. I'm not going to make the event just yet, so not to confuse people this close to draft time. But the draft in 2017 will be 2nd of September. I will make a Facebook event on draft day, but don't book that date.
Okay, well there you go. That's it. You have been warned, folks. And to be quite honest, everyone's out of university next year now.
Yes.
There you go. So people with your full-time jobs, hopefully, and your life ahead of you, make sure that you get that date in your diary.
Yeah, definitely. No holidays, well, business trips maybe I'll give you an excuse for, but...
Yeah, but you should Skype in from your business trip, because that's you don't be doing anything while you're there.
Exactly. And that's the news. Another quick note here, off-season series. Last time we talked to you, or the podcast came out, I had only done part 1 of round 1. Since then, we have had 5 more installments, I believe, of the off-season series. So a lot to catch up on. We're not going to recap it here, mainly because my co-host right here has yet to read them.
That's it.
Through no fault of his own, that's fine.
I'm afraid so, folks. But apparently they make very, very good reading.
They do.
So catch up.
Yeah.
Because if you don't catch up, then all of Nate's hard work.
Exactly.
I feel bad for not reading. Because all of Nate's hard work goes to waste. But I'm sure out there in LOC world, somebody's read them and somebody knows.
I'm pretty sure Ollie's keeping up with them.
There you go,
there's at
that's
least
it.
one person, and Tom usually keeps.
That's it. So that's it. I'd be surprised if at least half the league hadn't read them. At least one of them, anyway.
Yes, definitely. So that brings us to the end of the news. So Chris can go and get his dinner. We're going to roll on to the main feature here.
For sure, folks. It's it.
It's been a long day.
11-hour days aren't fun.
They are not. So the main feature, as I said at the top, best and worst draft picks of 2015. So we're going to go through round by round, read out the picks, maybe skip kickers unless it's a funny one.
Hey, kickers are good, man. Kickers are good. Kickers are an important part of your...
Yeah, that's
part of your roster.
Right, but we'll start off with round 1. We'll go through each round, do some evaluation. Here we go. So, in round 1, we had Le'Veon Bell, Jamal Charles, Adrian Peterson, Eddie Lacy, Marshawn Lynch, Matt Forte, CJ Anderson, Jeremy Hill, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, LaShawn McCoy, and Julio Jones.
Whoa.
As always, round 1 seems to be consistent of... not hits, I would say, because you're expected to get a good player, but good players, certainly. But a lot of busts.
Oh yeah. You bet. I think if you look down the list here, Eddie Lacy, big bust.
He was.
Big
and
bust.
that's not a pun, he was just fat.
Yes, yeah. There you go. That's it. You got a better shape this year, Eddie. Otherwise,
He's been doing P90X, you could scarcely miss it with all the tweets and crap.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, he's still fat, but he's in shape fat. He's fit fat.
That's good. Well, that's it. We're about to find out this
Yeah.
season.
Le'Veon Bell as well, obviously. I don't think he was suspended to start the year last year, but he did get injured.
He did. But big booms when they came out.
Oh yeah, he had some good games.
Yeah, that's it. But too many injury games.
Yeah, Jamal Charles got injured as well. Adrian Peterson, a nice successful pick there. Marshawn Lynch was a bust though.
Yeah, for sure.
Much like Frank Gore, people have been predicting the year it would eventually come. For Frank Gore, it still kind of hasn't come. It definitely did for Marshawn Lynch last year.
Yeah.
Missed a lot of time, was poor on the field. Matt Forte missed some time as well.
Yeah.
CJ Anderson.
Dear oh my, CJ Anderson they couldn't quite decide what they wanted to do in Denver. They just had a bad year around and it didn't help that
And yet they still won the Super Bowl.
Yes, indeed. So, you can have a really god awful running back core, but you can still win the Super Bowl.
And a god awful quarterback. You just need that elite defense apparently.
Well, there
That
you
makes
go.
up
That's
every-
what
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
That's what we want. So, but bad year all round for the Denver Broncos.
Definitely.
Offensively, anyway.
Offensively, yes, it was woeful. And finally here, Jeremy Hill wasn't the best of picks. I think he had some good games, but I was listening to a podcast the other day. Apparently all his good games came against people you would have probably benched him against. So,
Right, okay. So, yeah, very difficult to predict.
yeah. So, not the best of first rounds. I
But
think
we
we've
come
ever
back
seen.
down to number 9. Number 9 pick, which is Antonio Brown. Can I just say that was a good pick?
That was a very good pick.
If we're
as
talking
always.
about best and worst picks, that was
And
a better one.
He could potentially be the number 1 pick this year. He's ranked number 1 in pretty much every rankings thing you'll see. So, moving on to round 2. So, top of round 2, we have Dez Bryant, Justin Forsett, Andrew Luck, Demarius Thomas, DeMarco Murray, Calvin Johnson, Odell Beckham, Randall Cobb, Lamar Miller, T.Y. Hilton, AJ Green, and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Once again, we have another round that is not filled with stars, but filled with busts.
Yeah. You looked at the list here.
In fact, I'm seeing very rare a player on this list that actually did well.
Okay, let's go through them. So, Dez.
Injured, fucked his foot. Justin Forsett, yeah. Andrew Luck,
Oh, big.
yeah. Lacerated spleen, as you do. Demarius Thomas, that's more of a yeah. He had some okay games, but he was mostly
But again, the struggling Super Bowl winning offense.
yeah.
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 DeMarco Murray. Yeah, there we go.
Committee meeting. Committee. He loves a committee.
He loved doing nothing and just running like he was in custard.
Let's see what he does at Tennessee.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'll be fun. Derrick Henry's going to light up, don't worry.
Yeah, I hope so.
Calvin Johnson,
Hey!
Yeah.
Moment flashes of brilliance.
until he retired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As you do. As you do.
yeah. Odell Beckham was good.
Yes, that's
I'll give Odell Beckham was good. Randall Cobb, you got the buzzer on hand. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Lamar Miller, he was very good. He was my best running back.
Was he?
Yeah.
That doesn't say
He had
a
a
lot.
really good season.
Okay.
He had some games that were god awful because, let's face it, it's Miami.
Yeah.
But on the whole, he was pretty good. Now he's in Houston, so he's just
Wow.
going to tear it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was good. He was certainly a hell of a lot better than Eddie Lacy.
Well, that's good. Well, yes, better than in the first round
Yeah.
running back picks.
Yeah, that's pretty, yeah, definitely. T.Y. Hilton, another one, mainly because Luck went
Yeah,
down,
it
I
didn't
think.
help, yeah. That's it.
AJ Green, again, another one that was
Taking
he
a
was
bit
injured.
too high, don't you think? Second round pick.
I'd say he's one of the elite receivers in the league. He's on par with Dez. His quarterback holds him back more.
Fair.
He was injured as well, which didn't help AJ Green.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Dalton, actually.
True. Dalton couldn't quite find his form
No,
the previous
yeah.
year.
And finally, Aaron Rodgers at the bottom. He had a good season, but not an Aaron Rodgers standard.
No, not what you expect from second round pick in a quarterback.
Yeah, definitely not. So a very subpar second round. It would
Very
feel like
subpar
that-
first and second round. I tell you what, people,
This is
that's it.
This is weird. I mean, they say you can't win a draft in the win a league in the first half of the draft, but you can certainly lose it. I mean, everyone seemingly is losing it. Here,
Everyone's lost it,
But we
yeah,
go on to
so-
round 3, and there are a few better picks here. I say few, using that term very strictly, because we have right at the top Alshon Jeffrey, followed by Frank Gore, Mark Ingram, DeAndre Hopkins, Alfred Morris, Brandon Cooks, Jimmy Graham, Jordan Matthews, Mike Evans, Jonathan Stewart, Devontae Adams, and Amir Abdullah. It's another gross round.
DeAndre Hopkins at least performed.
He was a baller. He finished as wide receiver 3, I believe.
Right, okay.
So that was a good pick. Another really good pick was Brandon Cooks. He had a really good season.
Brandon Cooks did a good season?
I think he had about 1,200 yards, 9 TDs.
Yeah. Mike Evans did a good season? Ish. First half of the season was okay.
He only got 3 touchdowns
Yeah, but
and about 1,200 yards. Not what you'd expect.
not stunning. But he was with a rookie quarterback
Yeah.
that year, so...
This is true. This is true. Jonathan Stewart had a decent year as well, I think. Good, not great, but hey, it's the third round. That's kind of what you're looking for at this stage. But everyone else in that round, my God, Alshon Jeffrey, injured. Frank Gore, old. Mark Ingram, injured. Alfred Morris, terrible. Yeah, there's the buzzer again. Jimmy Graham, have you got a big one? Big
Jim gets a big.
as does Jordan Matthews.
Yes.
And The bottom two here, though, I think, as awful as the rest were, I think the bottom two set a new standard.
Third round picks.
Devontae Adams and Amir Abdullah, Viv Nathlani, and Tom Barnes, hang your heads in shame. Now, at the time, I will... Hindsight is a very fickle thing, because at the time, I will admit, I think we all thought they were a bit reaches, but I know in Tom's strategy, he was kind of drafting a flex here, because he could get his other running backs later.
Right.
But that does not change the fact.
No,
These are two god-awful picks.
And they don't even deserve the buzzer.
No,
That's not even...
you don't deserve anything, Devontae Adams and Amir Abdullah. Yeah, massively. But round 4, we see a glimmer of hope in this otherwise awful draft at this point.
Yeah.
Because we have Chris Ivory at the top, followed by Latavius Murray, Emmanuel Sanders, Andre Ellington, Jeremy Macklin, Ryan Matthews, Carlos Hyde, Keenan Allen, Tom Brady, Andrew Johnson, Todd Gurley, and Melvin Gordon. So let's go top down here.
Chris Ivory actually performed.
He had a really good year. He was a solid RB2.
Yep.
Which, in the round 4 is really what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Latavius Murray as well. He had I'd say at least a flex-worthy, maybe RB2. Yeah.
Not as big as they made out at the beginning of the season.
No,
for sure.
He definitely had a lot more upside. Emmanuel Sanders had a decent year as well. Obviously, with the offensive struggles, it wasn't as good as some hope. But he still posted, I think, over 160 points. That's a pretty good year for a receiver. Andre Ellington, however. Now, we know Icknan did the very bold thing last year that very nearly paid off. Doing 0 RB strategy, which is becoming an incredible strategy, and taking 3 receivers in the first 3 rounds, and then working backwards to fill his running backs. Andre Ellington was not the answer.
No, unfortunately not. But then again, as you listeners will see down the list, you'll see that maybe there wasn't that many clear-cut options along the line.
No, and at the time, Arizona's backfield was very murky. In the year before, Andre Ellington was the lead back.
Yeah, for sure.
So, again, it's another pick that makes sense in hindsight. Jeremy Macklin as well, new team, Kansas. He was a pretty good pick. Yeah. He went down late in the year, but he was actually a good wide receiver for most of the year.
That's it. He's their main receiver for a long time.
But this next one, another one of yours, I'm not going to lie, Chris, has not been your best draft to this point.
No.
Have you had a good player in any of the rounds so far?
The answer, Nath, is no. No is the answer. And this continues now because Ryan Matthews turns up in this round.
Yes.
And Ryan Matthews didn't do a great deal last year.
He did not. He had a few games.
Glimmers of hope, but the hope faded very quickly.
Yes. But we'll move on swiftly to save your pain. Carlos Hyde had a few decent games, but again, injuries really derailed his season.
He looked really good in pre-season. Really good. And then went down.
Yep. Keenan Allen, another player bouncing back from a poor sophomore campaign. He was having a great year until he also lacerated his spleen, which is apparently the new, fad in the NFL.
ACL tear of modern day.
ACL tear, patella tendon. Nah, I'm going to lacerate my spleen, mate.
That's it. Say no more. So if you haven't got lacerated spleen, you're not even with the cool crowd.
Exactly. But this next pick is certainly my highlight of the round. And I was being very much a homer coming off of the whole Deflategate thing, which amazingly is still going on. Coming off that whole Deflategate thing, massive homer pick right here. Took him in the 4th round, but he finishes the QB2.
There you go. And he does it year after year after year. And why are we surprised? He's
the golden boy. He's my boy, Tom Brady.
How long can it last?
I reckon he's got a few more.
You reckon?
I reckon.
He's getting on.
He's aged. He gets better with age.
Oh, it's like fine wine.
Exactly. He is fine wine.
We shall see.
Unlike the following player on this list. Now, this pick is made even more hilarious by... We'll go back 2 rounds. The Tugfods took T.Y. Hilton in round 2. Not more than 2 rounds later, they took another constant receiver called Andre Johnson, who was even more terrible.
That's it, and very old.
And now plays for Tennessee.
Yeah.
So that kind of sums it up,
I'm
really.
aware. People are going to die. Serious. Yes. Coaches, players, everyone.
It's the new Chicago.
That's it. They were good once. Tennessee weren't.
We got to Super Bowl 1 year. 1999.
Yeah, wow.
Or 2000.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's it.
Anyway.
That's it. Since then,
But we have some glimmer of hope here, shining light, and an otherwise bleak day. Todd Gurley.
Oh, yeah.
In the 4th round. Now, he missed the first 4 games, which was expected, coming off the ACL injury. But boy, when he came back...
Oh, worth it.
Yeah, he was an RB1.
He was well worth a 4th rounder.
Unlike his fellow rookie counterpart, Melvin Gordon, who rounds out the round here.
Yeah. Big Melv. Sorry, Melv.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah.
Round 5, Amari Cooper, Russell Wilson, Joseph Randle, lol, Golden Tate, Ben Roethlisberger, Tony Romo, LeGarrette Blount, lol, Peyton Manning, double lol, Arian Foster, hella lol, Brandon Marshall, Drew Brees, Martin, wow.
Wow, what a round.
I'd like to say we're getting better. I think we are, but it's a very slow rate of getting better.
It's very difficult here.
Yeah, start with Amari Cooper. I know it was not a drafted pick, but he had a really good season.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't say coming off a rookie season in Oakland, it's decent, and no one really expected anything from Oakland last season. But it came up.
Yeah.
They did. Very solid.
As did Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
He again, I think he maybe slightly regressed from his year before, where he got like a ridiculous 900 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Which was going to happen. But he still had a very good year last year.
That's it. From memory, Russell Wilson had a terrible first half of the year and then had a much better second half.
I think so. They had a lot of offensive line troubles and things like that. So yeah. Joseph Randle, did he have a few good games before getting arrested 19 times?
Maybe one. You have to ask Phil.
Yeah.
But
please, Phil, email in, tweet the show. Let us know, did Joseph Randle have any good games before getting arrested 19 times?
Yeah, we really want to know.
Yeah, it's a burning question. Golden Tate, he was okay. He was quite disappointing, actually.
Yeah,
he was not
that's
okay.
it. As were most of the Detroit.
Yeah, they were.
Receiving
Ben Roethlisberger was really good, actually.
Yeah, very good.
Really good. Good pick by Pat, there.
Yeah, I thought so. I say you always know what you're getting from Big Ben, especially with his, especially with the weapons he has on offer.
Yep, absolutely. Surrounded by weapons. Tony Romo, I mean, he had to make the pick. The homosexuals, he had to make the pick.
For sure.
Kind of wishing he probably named his team after another player.
Absolutely, yeah.
That doesn't have a Swiss cheese collarbone.
For sure. And he's not, he's not getting on somewhat.
Yeah. Not the best picks there. LeGarrette Blount, we continue your run of great picks.
Unbelievable picks. To be fair to LeGarrette Blount, he did have some big weeks.
Until he broke his hip like an 80-year-old.
Yeah, like that. And then he didn't have very big weeks anymore. But until then, it was great.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of 80-year-old...
surprised he's still walking.
We move on to Peyton Manning, who... Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
What can be said?
Yeah,
I mean... I would say he won the Super Bowl, but I don't think he really won it. More as he was a participation on the Denver defense, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think he threw a few balls around. And
I believe he broke... The funniest thing about Peyton Manning's season last year is I believe he broke the all-time passing yards mark while throwing like 4 interceptions in a game and also getting benched.
Did he score a rushing touchdown last year?
I hope to God he did.
I think
I hope to God he did.
Check me out on this. I think he did. I think I remember it.
Yeah. Well, Peyton, you're retired now. If you're listening, please tweet us in and let us know.
Please.
That is if you know what a phone is or Twitter, because you're that old.
That's it.
Arian Foster.
We'll get your Kara to do it.
Arian Foster. He was actually a really good pick. Again, Ignan was doing that whole 0 RB thing.
Yeah.
They had to do it. Again, he missed the first few weeks, came back, had a great few weeks before missing the rest of the season, which was unfortunate.
Hey, these calculated gambles could have paid off, and I think that bar injuries, Ignan could have a much, much better season. I think
they still go to the final.
It is true, but at the end of the season they ran out of steam. They were relying on Cam too much, riding that guy, and if they had had a little bit more nous at the back, if they had running backs, hey, I think we might have seen a different result.
Definitely.
Hey ho.
But this next pick, Brandon Marshall,
decent.
He had a fantastic season. He is actually in the greatest pick of all time bracket. I think he's still in it in round 3. He had a great year. He had like something ridiculous, like 14 touchdowns on top of something like 1,700 yards.
Yeah.
Playing with Ryan Fitzpatrick, of all people, for the New York Jets.
Hey, the Amish rifle, man. That's it.
It's a great pick by Ben Estes there, yeah. Drew Brees, I think average QB pick. He had some very up and down games, which is becoming the norm with Drew Brees.
And New Orleans in general, really, I think.
Yeah, very true. And finally, Doug Martin, which is also another good pick. He had a nice rebound year. I think he got about 170, 190 points or something. So
Yeah.
decent pick by Tom Barnes.
Not bad in that round, that's for sure.
We move on to round 6, and we'll try and pick up the speed here. Jarvis Landry, Greg Olsen, TJ Yeldon, Martellus Bennett, Rashard Jennings, Ryan Tannehill, Travis Kelce, Isaiah Crowell, Joik Bell, Alan Robinson, Steve Smith, and Julian Edelman. Actually, kind of a good round.
From this round, yeah, you can see that the quality's starting to dissipate a little bit here. Greg Olsen, hey, he was...
Jarvis Landry had a good year too.
Jarvis Landry had a good year. I'd say Greg Olsen had a great year.
Yeah, he did.
I'd say
He did.
in that
TJ Yeldon, Martellus Bennett, no, not so much. No, Rashard Jennings or Ryan Tannehill.
Definitely not Ryan Tannehill.
I'm hoping before we get to the end of this draft, we actually see a good. I'm starting to wonder how you managed to not lose the James Milner.
I know. I said
Incredible.
Self-inflicted, to be quite honest with you. No, it was Ryan Tannehill, not a particular. Yeah. They thought he'd have a good year, and he didn't.
He did not. Travis Kelce, he had an alright year. Isaiah Crowell, he maybe had a few good games. Joik Bell, yeah, he was terrible.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
We're not gonna lie. Then whose pick was that?
Mine.
It was my pick.
We were never going to get to a draft without me making a terrible pick, let's be honest. Alan Robinson,
Yes.
another really great pick.
Yeah.
He got, I think, about 230 fantasy points. Great season.
Yeah, 100%.
Great pick by Phil. Slight homerism, but hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Take that. If you can see the value in your own team, then great.
Certainly. And Steve Smith for Baltimore, new
Yeah.
team, 36-year-old. No one really knew if he'd be able to do it, but he did until he ruptured his Achilles. And large part of ADLZ's title season, I think it's fair to say.
For sure.
It's a great pick. And finally, Julian Edelman, who was also a good pick, though it was auto-drafted.
Yeah, solid every year.
Yep. Next round, Jordan Cameron, Delaney Walker, Deshaun Jackson, Matt Ryan, Carl Rudolph, Sammy Watkins, John Brown, Vincent Jackson, and Corn Bolden, Seattle Seahawks, Nelson Aguilar, and Sam Bradford. Now, I know you're pumping your fist at the John Brown pick that was made by Forge Flies here. He is certainly your best pick, I think, to this point. Is that saying much?
That is saying a lot. That's saying a lot. John Brown is the future of the Arizona Cardinals wide receiver core.
Is he? It's Michael Floyd was kind of the better receiver.
Kind of, but he has more upside.
Does he?
He has.
I mean, he's kind of a slot receiver.
That's it.
Like Cole Beasley or something.
That's it. Cole Beasley and John Brown are the same? No, not in the same sentence.
I mean...
That's it. He had some good game. He's a young man. He's
young.
Give him some time. Give him some time. The man needs time. But yes, that tells you all about the quality of the Forged Flyers draft last year. That's not very good.
Yeah, no. Delaney Walker was a good pick.
Yeah, it was a good pick.
He
yes,
had a very good season.
A very, very underrated tight end until last year, where he's very rated.
absolutely on par rated. I like the very underrated James Milner.
Everyone knows what we think about him.
Exactly. Deshaun Jackson, aside from pulling his hamstring on literally the first play, it was, if not literally, but it was very close to the first play of the season.
Yeah.
And he missed a good chunk of time. When he came back, he had a few decent games, though.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, not the best of years.
No.
Carl Rudolph, definitely not the best of years. Sammy Watkins had some really good games. Also missed some time with injury, but 7th round, good pick. Vincent Jackson was not good, but again, injury. Bolden was an okay pick, I think. I don't really know why Iknan took Bolden, considering they already had those 3 elite receivers.
Well, that's it. The San Francisco offense sucks as well.
Yeah, it does. Blaine Gabbert. Though I didn't know right. I did call this. I did say Blaine Gabbert was in a bad situation in Jacksonville, and the San Francisco would revive him, and I called it. They did.
They make it well.
He's going to start this year.
Yeah, I know. Which is... What? They must see something that Jacksonville didn't.
I said that Jacksonville were holding him back. I frickin' said it, okay?
You going to go for a big Blaine Gabbert call? You're going to say that he's...
I already called it, and I already got it right.
We're going to go for another one this year. That's it.
Well, we'll see about that. Maybe next week. I'll have to have a think about that before I go out and say that.
What are you going to do?
That reminds me of a great tweet I put out, actually. A great tweet that loads of people around draft time, loads of random people started favoriting and retweeting, and that tweet was, I'm calling it here, Cam Newton will be a bust in this draft, but Blaine Gabbert and Jake Locker will be elite.
Quality.
When that tweet got found, the amount of retweets and favourites that I got and abuse replies I got was freaking tremendous.
Jake Lockhart and playing Garrett is, oh dear.
Yeah,
Well.
I could not have been more wrong. The funny thing is, I could not have been more wrong. But playing Gabba still has time. Jake Locker is retired, so I'll admit defeat on that one. I'll admit defeat on that one. Right, anyway, Seattle Seahawks defense here. The first defense off the board. You can take a minute to think about that. It's fine. I mean, you know, another good year. I think they actually maybe even won some weeks for their necessities. So it's high for a DST, but hey, they're probably one of the ones that you can justify it for.
It works. Yeah.
The other two picks here, Nelson Aguilar and Sam Bradford, though.
Yeah. Less about the Eagles' season last year, the better.
Yeah. So round 8 here. Really going to try and pick up the pace now. Apologies. Tyler Eifert here. Martavis Bryant, CJ Spiller, Giovanni Bernard, Darren McFadden, Alfred Blue, Buffalo Bills D, Eric Decker, Charles Johnson, Vernon Davis, Torrey Smith, and Houston Texans.
Let's tell you what. Let's pick each our best pick from this round and the worst.
Good
pick
idea.
From this round.
Good idea. I will go first. So my best pick, Can I pick a joint?
You can.
I'm going to pick Tyler Eifert and Darren McFadden.
That's interesting. I was going to pick Tyler Eifert by himself.
Okay, so you go him, I'll go Darren McFadden.
Cool.
Because Tyler Eifert got 13 touchdowns last year.
Yes,
he only got like 700 yards, but 13 touchdowns. Good pick by Tom Tyrant.
Touchdowns count, like, yeah.
Darren McFadden, he went over 1,000 yards. He was actually fantasy relevant as well, so he had a decent season.
Makes a change.
Yeah. Right, worst picks.
Vernon Davis.
I mean, it's a tight end, so I'd probably go for something more like. I'm really not trying to pick on you.
Alfred Blue's is a shit pick.
Actually, no. Actually, I'm not going to pick on you because I'm going to pick CJ Spiller.
Okay, fair. Yeah, all right. Okay.
Much touted to be the new scat back in New Orleans. He was very much the scatty back.
He didn't do a great deal back.
Yeah, and now he might not even make the team. So that's all you need to know, really.
Got it.
Round 9, right. Best pick in round 9. So I'll read them out quickly. Dan Carpenter, Victor Cruz, Devontae Freeman, Shane Vereen, Trey Mason, Duke Johnson, Marcus Colston, Kendall Wright, Phillip Rivers, Mike Wallace, St. Louis Rams D, and Danny Woodhead. Favorite pick.
Oh, I like Dan Carpenter. Yes. No. We're not taking kickers in this round. It's just stupid.
God, it wasn't a draft pick.
It's just true. Right, best pick in this round.
Yeah, is the one.
Well, Devonta Freeman would have been an unbelievable pick had Phil not got rid of him. So that would have been it, but we'll put a proviso.
I think it has to be Danny Woodhead. Am I going out on a limb and saying Danny Woodhead was the best?
He didn't do enough.
He had a decent season. I think it's Danny Woodhead. You know,
it could be. Or it could be Phillip Rivers.
Yeah,
maybe. But
I think it's Danny Woodhead.
I tell you who it's certainly not, because that's probably easier.
Who are you picking for worst? I'm not sure that's any easier. There's so many.
No, it can't be a D.
You know what? I'm going to pick Victor Cruz purely because when we drafted, there was no signs of him coming back.
No.
So it was a bit of a dumb pick. Sorry, Nigel. But there were many bad picks, though. Don't get that mistaken.
Oh, Colston's my pick. He's terrible.
Wow, did you have a good pick? I'm really struggling to find one.
I know. Same here.
Oh God, right. Let's see if it comes in round 10.
Everyone's got. No, it doesn't.
Oh my God! Right, here we go. Tevin Coleman, Pierre Garçon, David Johnson, Stephen Gostkowski, Darren Sproles, Devin Finchess, Larry Fitzgerald, Roddy White, Eddie Rowe, David Cobb, Eli Manning, Bishop Sankey. Right, I know who the best pick is in this draft because there is only one good pick in this entire round.
That's it. Let's have a look what we got.
It's Larry Fitzgerald, and there could be no argument.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Why? Why don't I pick Larry Fitzgerald apart from...
Who are you looking at? David Johnson had a few good last games, so I think he was on and off my dad's roster before he had those good games.
Devin Funchess above Larry Fitzgerald. Can I just put it out there? I don't know what I was on last year. 2015. I must have been jet lagged.
Kevin Benjamin got injured, don't forget. He was the de facto number one, so to speak.
True. Maybe that's why. It didn't happen.
It did not. It was Ted Ginn.
Yeah.
Something called a Corey Fuller, I think, or a Philly Brown. I'm not really sure.
Or Cam just does everything himself.
Pretty much. Worst pick in the.
Oh God.
That's going to be a toughie.
Bishop, no.
Yeah.
Bishop Sankey's not great.
I think
Terry Coleman's not great either. But he should have.
But yeah, at the time, remember,
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't. I didn't know Devontae was.
Yeah. They thought he was going to be. They were going to split everything. Bishop Sankey is probably it. Roddy White's not particularly good either.
I think it. Yeah, Bishop Sankey. I'll go on board with that. It's an auto draft pick as well. Yeah, let's go with that.
Blame the auto draft. Yeah.
Yeah, next round, Owen Daniels, Jason Witten, Devontae Parker, Brandon LaFell, Steve Johnson, Brashard Perriman, Marcus Wheaton, Charles Clay, Denver Broncos, Charles Sims, don't worry, there was a good pick, D'Angelo Williams, Brian Quick. So the good pick in this round was D'Angelo Williams.
That's it.
You know, it's less funny how bad the picks are now that we know where we are in the draft.
Yeah, that's it. We're getting...
Just for clarification's sake, obviously this was the first year we did a 12-team draft.
True.
So by this point in our 10-team draft, you would be locking up your last bench player.
Yeah.
Realistically. So it's not surprising the names are getting pretty dire. D'Angelo Williams was definitely the best. As a backup running back, starting the
100%.
year, he finished as the number 4 running back, I think.
Yeah, that's it. So
190 points. It was
Yeah.
a great pick by Viv. The worst?
At
At this point, it's just a stupid pick. You can't
That's it. What do you want? Owen Daniels didn't do a lot for Denver. I don't remember him doing a lot for Denver.
I think...
Brashard Perriman doesn't do a great deal.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Brashard Perriman. He's got that knee injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just at this stage, you get into the hello now. This is
Round
the
12, right?
right. This is it. I don't quite know how, but yeah, let's go with it, and we'll explain it in a minute.
Okay, Cody Latimer, Reggie Bush, Ruben Randall, Cam Newton,
What?
Terrence Williams, Michael Floyd, Terrence West, Michael Crabtree, Heath Miller, Percy Harvin, Ronnie Hillman, Matthew Stafford.
Right. Everyone knows what the best pick in this round is by a country mile.
Okay, there is a best pick, but there was also another really good pick that I'd like to highlight.
Okay, go for it.
And that is the man you scouted with your own eyes, Michael Crabtree.
Yes, I did with my
He had
my
a very
own
good
eyes.
season. Pat Stan made a very good pick there.
Yes, he did.
But other than that, Cam Newton, number
Yeah.
1 quarterback in fantasy in the 12th round. You
That's
can't really
it.
argue that.
You're right.
Good pick, Ben.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's it. And they saw the value no one else saw
Absolutely.
because everyone thought that they were going to be down and out and not really.
No
performing.
receivers to throw to. And
Yeah, that's it. But
a
then,
Swiss cheese offensive line. And
yeah, when you've got a running back, a receiver, just a general Herculean athlete in your team, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Worst pick?
Where do we start? Cody Latimer is not too good.
Yeah, that wasn't the best.
That's yeah.
That wasn't the best.
Um,
I think. Yeah, I might have to
Yeah,
agree with you
I
on
think that's
Cody
probably
Latimer. Yeah,
about
I
it.
think consensus there. Sorry, Tom. Round 13. Right, we're nearly putting the nail in the coffin of this painful, as it would turn out, draft. Niall Davis, Miami Dolphins D, Cardinals D, Vikings D, Lorenzo Taliaferro, Jerick McKinnon, Roy Halou, Antonio Gates, Matt Jones, Richard Rodgers, Teddy Bridgewater, New York Jets. I apologise, Chris, but I really don't think it's going to come. I don't think we're going to get a good pick.
We're not. I don't know. I know why I finished last.
I mean, to get 3 wins and not lose, you must have played the waiver wire like a maven.
I did. Luckily, I picked up two unbelievable running backs for the end of the year. I
Yeah.
managed to pick up D'Angelo Williams and Devonta Freeman by the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who needs to draft well?
Exactly. But so your best pick here, I mean, I think it's Antonio Gates.
I think you're probably right.
Matt Jones had some good games too. I think Antonio Gates was better.
Richard Rodgers had some good games. Can't put it out there because Ben picked him up and he was all right.
Sure, but Phil
I'm-
drafted him and dropped him.
Oh Christ! No, I'm not gonna say he's the best picker.
No, I think it was definitely Antonio
I'm with you
Gates.
on
Well done,
Antonio
Ollie.
Gates, yeah.
Worst pick? Hard to do at this stage, but there's certainly...
Roy Haley's
will
not
be-
great. I'll give you that. Niall Davis ain't great, but that's what I drafted, so that doesn't really count.
I think...
Any of the kind of speculative running backs.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say Roy.
Roy Hallou's not great.
Or, yeah, Jarrett McKinnon, Lorenzo Taliaferro, not the best. Right,
No.
we're nearly there. Round 14, Cody Parkey, Fred Jackson, Chris Johnson, Mason Crosby, Marcus Mariota, Denard Robinson, Adam Vinatieri, New England Patriots, D, Joe Flacco, Chris Matthews, Randy Bullock, and Reggie Wayne.
Yay!
Best pick. There's a couple of good ones.
Marcus Mariota's not bad.
Chris Johnson was also
Chris
the
Johnson's
starter.
also, yes, he did turn out to be the end.
He was a very good player. Yeah, Marcus Mariota was good too, though I don't think he stayed on his roster.
No, did go.
So well done, Dad, for taking Chris Johnson. Worst pick, Chris Matthews, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking down the list.
He did
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, true.
I'm not even sure he got a pass.
That's it. Why did Reggie Wayne end up getting drafted as well?
Did he? Yeah, because he was right. So this Reggie Wayne, he wasn't on a team. He signed with the Patriots for like a week and then retired. And this is the man who got drafted in round 14 by the auto draft.
Of all things, it's a straight fight between those two. Listeners, you can decide for yourself.
I think it's got to be Chris Matthews purely because Phil made it and my iPad.
Okay, well there you go.
I think we're also solving the mystery behind Phil's down year at the same time.
Yeah.
Right, final round, we're nearly out of our misery. Right, here we go.
So here we go.
Oh God, no, we're not out of it yet. Jonas Gray, Matt Asiata, Dan Bailey, Kenny Stills, Stephen Hauschka, Jaquiz Rogers, Josh Hill, Philadelphia Eagles, Dwayne Bowe, oh my God, Dwayne Bowe, Justin Tucker, Dwayne Allen, and Julius Thomas.
Every year Dwayne Bowe gets... Oh, sorry everybody. I get so excited about Dwayne Bowe.
That's a good metaphor for the draft.
Every year he gets drafted, I don't know why.
I mean, I'd say pick a good pick for this round. And I think
everybody is. Yeah, hard.
Am I going out on a limb saying Stephen Hauschka is the best pick in this round? Or Justin Tucker?
Of the Eagles D?
You're having a laugh.
No, yeah, maybe.
I think it's one of the kickers. Right.
It's ridiculous.
I think the hardest question here.
Which is the best kicker?
Which is the worst?
Oh God. Oh no.
We're really falling apart.
Who knows? It's funny.
I think it's got to be Dwayne Bowe. Just for the show. Oh, Dwayne Bowe.
Sorry, Ben. Right, there you go. That's it.
We also got through the draft without seeing a good pick by you.
So far it's been awful.
There's always this year. Right, so what have we learned from this draft for this year?
Go hard or go home early. I
just think don't turn up is
right. Yes. Okay, some semblance of professionalism now. Yes, in the first 7 rounds, get your good players in because your bench players are going to be awful. I think what we just found out, you won't win the league in the draft, but you will win it on the waiver wires. That is it.
I think that's the lesson we've learned here because the draft was gone fucking awful.
Crap! Everybody from round 7 onwards didn't pick up. There was only like 3 unbelievable, 4, maybe even 4 unbelievable picks.
Yeah,
in the last 7 rounds.
Even the top half of the draft was pretty dire. I mean, how did anyone score any points last year?
A lot of luck, and not by picking Dwayne Bowe in the 15th round. There you go. That's what we think. We're coughing, farting, laughing at Dwayne Bowe, and just guys.
So I mean, I called this podcast the best and worst picks of 2015, but I think I'm going to have to rename it the worst picks 2015 because there
weren't any good picks. Nobody picked well.
Yeah, so
maybe that's why it was so even for a while.
Yeah, I think that would explain it all. Right, so that was this podcast. You now know what not to do in this year's draft. Next week, obviously we'll have had the division lining event done, which means we'll have the new schedule to reveal. So that's next week's show. Division evaluation, schedule reveal, maybe a little bit of the events, the weekend's festivities recap if we have time as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll see you on Sunday. Ready and ready to go. You're probably gonna destroy everyone.
I'm not so sure about that. Remember everybody, but
most people.
Nah,
destroy most of them. Maybe not Ben. He'll be there with you.
Oh, Ben will destroy everybody. Ben will. If you get anywhere near Ben, I can guarantee you. He will take you out. However, the last time we went around the circuit with Ben, it took 80 seconds to get around a lap, and you'll see that 80 seconds is an awfully long time on Sundays.
Right, so we've got that to look forward to. Have a good rest of your week. I hope you do too, listeners, and we'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Take it easy. See ya.